All right, I'm going to tell you something that is going to absolutely shock you. Not only shock you, I mean, if you're new to my channel, you would be like, are you mad? Are you crazy? That is the kind of reaction you would give. And I'll tell you what it is. If anybody, any human being wants to meet me personally, one to one, live, I charge them 5,000 US dollars, 5,000 US dollars for 1 hour. And people came to know about this after I appeared on Thyrish Times. It's a YouTube channel where I agreed to give an interview because he was based in Bangkok. I was on a business trip with a client in Bangkok, so I agreed to meet him, did the interview, and I mentioned that I charge people $5,000 to meet me. No sooner, no sooner did I mention that, obviously, I expected people's reaction. People were like, who the hell wants to meet you? Who the hell wants to meet you, number one. And the other thing was, why would someone even pay 5 cents or 5 rupees or whatever to meet up with you? What's so great about you? And then there were others who were like, stop talking crap, man. Whatever. Okay. So I thought in this video, I'll address this actual statement, this fact that yes, I do charge people $5,000 if they have to meet me. Okay. And I'll give you my reasons. I want you to put down your thoughts in the comments below and tell me what you think. Now, right off the bat, if you say, who the hell wants to meet you? Well, there are some people who do want to meet me. Okay. But then who the hell wants to pay money to meet you? Well, there are also people who want to pay money to meet me. But who wants to pay $5,000 to meet me? It's a very niche audience. Okay, very, very niche. Now, I'm not stupid. I'm not born yesterday. It's not that I don't have common sense, and neither am I trying to bluff, because I need to respect the fact that you also have intelligence. Now, me personally, if anybody would tell me, Loy, if you want to meet me, it's $5,000, would I spend that kind of money? The answer is yes, if it added more value to me, maybe 5 times or 10 times or whatever, meeting that person. By the way, FYI, if you're not aware of this, there are people who charge a lot of money to meet them. Gary Vaynerchuk, if you have to pitch your idea to him for half an hour, you have to pay 15,000 US dollars. You can do the Google search. Arnold Schwarzenegger, the famous actor, if you have to invite him and take a photograph with him, just a photograph or an Instagram reel, it's $500,000 US dollars. Okay. I do not know the exact terms and conditions, but obviously you have to pay for the private jet, you have to pay for the 5-star stay. I think it's depending how close it is. If it is more further, more. There are celebrities from porn stars like Sunny Leone to Indian film stars who charge anything from $100,000, $500,000 to maybe more than $1 million. Notably, you have Shah Rukh, you have Beyonce, you have Rihanna. They charge 1 million, 2 million. I think some of the celebrities and singers, they had charged 10 million to perform at the Ambani wedding. Okay. Now, I know what you're going to say. Hey, listen, you're no Shah Rukh Khan, you're no Beyonce, you are no celebrity. So who the hell will pay you money? Well, where I started to get popular was 11 or 12 years ago, when I started putting YouTube content, I slowly started to get popular. Now, initially, I'll tell you this much. In the beginning, I never charged anyone any money to meet up. In fact, I would go to meet people if people would invite me. I was more than happy. People would call me because I was into public speaking. They would call me for being a judge in schools. They would call me to conduct like just speak for 1 hour, give a keynote address, which I would do for free. Then people started calling me to give keynote, not only keynote address, but also, let me put on the AC, a little hot. They would call me to conduct workshops, which I would do for free. Toastmasters, which is a public speaking platform for communication and leadership. It's a non-profit organization. So I used to literally go to banks, I used to go to airlines, I used to go to multinational companies, I used to go to local companies. I used to spend, 4 to 6 hours conducting workshops, public speaking, seminars. Never, didn't take any money. They would just give me a thank you certificate or a token of gratitude, some giveaway, okay, or some voucher. So this continued initially, where I didn't care much of a damn. By the way, sorry, I made one mistake here. I said I started 10 or 11 years ago. Sorry, it is, I think, nearly 20 years ago, because from the age of 30 is where I started this, going to schools, colleges. Initially, the excitement was great. I used to love doing that. I was like, if people actually want to see me. People actually would stand up and give me an applause, and children were very excited, and they would give me this piece of paper or a book and autograph and photograph. So I used to feel great. Okay. But like I told you, as it keeps happening over and over again, later on that charm or that magic kind of vanishes. And then, that excitement goes away. Then you start getting tired about it. Like, how many schools can you keep going? How many companies will you keep going? How many times will you keep doing things for free? How much of appreciation? Because end of the day, you have your priorities also. You have to make money. You have to work. You have to take care of your bills. Okay. But along with doing more and more of these public appearances, I started noticing a problem. The problem started where people started expecting the sun, moon, and stars. They would expect you to, if they'd call you, you are supposed to do 2 hours, 3 hours. And sometimes, if you give them a presentation and they didn't like it, they would complain, moan, and groan. So, as it is, I'm giving them time. As it is, I'm spending, my creativity and all that. And not to be appreciated, it was not nice. And then you get people who are overly friendly with you, to the extent where they want to meet you after the event. And the mistake that I did was, I did agree to meet them after the event. And then people would spread rumors that, oh, he met this girl after the show. They were doing things and all that. And, too much of drama started floating around. And then guys would want to call you. And then you would be like, why did you meet that guy? That guy's not a good person. So, politics and drama started. And then, if that was not bad enough, I started to get people who are very rich, it was a great experience. You will not believe this, but there was this guy who used to send his RollsRoyce. He had a RollsRoyce, he had a Bentley, he had supercars. He would send that vehicle to pick me up, take me to his office, and spend time, and then take me out for a nice lunch. There were even rich clients who would take me to Jumeirah, Burj Al Arab, all the expensive places. And this really made me feel good. However, all this big drama that was happening, feeling like a celebrity, being treated like a VIP, one fine day, it all vanished. It all vanished when I went through, at the age of 36, I lost everything. I lost all my money. I lost my career. I lost my job. I lost my friends, and I was deported. The very same people who were kissing my ass, who were giving me importance, who were, that guy who was sending his RollsRoyce, all of them, they just shadow banned me. Like, you can imagine the guy who used to send his RollsRoyce to pick me up. When I wanted his help and assistance, he treated me so badly. It was like, this actually happened. Huh? This is not a fake story. I wanted a little bit of money, financial assistance, because things are not going out well. He Before he used to send me his RollsRoyce. This time he didn't send me the RollsRoyce. Okay. He told me, come over, come to the office. It was in Sheikh Zayed Road, a very tall tower on the left-hand side where Trade Center is, after some, blocks away. He's in this office. I will not give the floor, but he had a complete floor. And he used to take his Bentley with the security, escort me all the way up. This time when I came there, obviously I had to take sharing and whatever. I came there. He didn't come down to meet me, or he didn't send anyone to escort me up. I was stopped at the reception. And he handed over a box, box carton. And he said, Mr. So-and-so is busy. He sends you this. So I was like, oh, okay. So box must be, like I couldn't fathom what it was, because I was in financial trouble. I was in crisis. I thought really something he must have given. I took it, went, sat outside the building, a few blocks away, opened the box. And you know what he had put in the box? He had put in the box juice, the juice carton, milk, some carton, chips, crisps, and biscuits. That is what he gave me, because I asked him for assistance. The very same guy who used to send his Rolls-Royce, Bentley, and take me to VIP places and used to associate himself with me. Okay. So this was that rich guy. The other people who used to take me to VIP places, you'll not believe this. They started, because they would drink and they were rich, they started to spread the message that I was like a dog. He said, he's like a dog, man. You just call him, throw some crumbs of bread, he'll come just to eat food. We don't need a dog like that. Just imagine, when you're famous, when you're popular, it's a different story. But when you're in need, this is how they talk about you. And the very same people who used to die to have me at their place, at their venue, at their events, they disassociated with me. They're like, he's a womanizer. He's a rotten character. If I knew how he is, yuck, I would never even want to be seen by him. In fact, people even called me and told me, please, can you delete the photograph or the video on Facebook or whatever where I was with them. And I'll tell you, when you go through your tough times, you never forget all these things. So I kept quiet. All of a sudden, because I lost all my money, all that, nobody wanted to invite me. Nobody wanted to call me. Nobody wanted to be seen with me. Nobody wanted to associate with me. Nobody picked up my phone call. And then I was like, I gave them all this time. I was with them. I used to take photographs of them. What's the use? Why? Or, like, if you're only with me during my good times, then why the hell do I need you during my, you're not there during my bad times, then why do I need you, man? So, I'll tell you, it's through your pain, your suffering, and your bad times that you truly realize who your friends, who your enemies, and what people's actual colors are. So finally, after I came back, like you could say, I bounced back, and slowly, I not only had the TED Talk, I appeared on national television. I appeared on Coca-Cola's viral ad that went 75 million views. And getting into TED Talk Dubai, it's like a very premier thing. So my popularity, my brand value just exploded. And that is where, once again, these people, they're really shameless. They started to call back again. Hey, come down, Law. We were missing you. We were busy. And so I was like, before I used to come for free, I'm not going to come for free now. You want my time, you want my presence, you pay money. And I started off, obviously, you need to start off small. So I started off with $500. Then I slowly went to $1,000. And still demand was $1,500. Then Jitex and all that, then $2,000. And it kept climbing that way. Fast forward to where I'm today, it has been like, like I told you, 20 years. And today, obviously, I charge $5,000. And it's not because uh, I'm bitter or I'm hurt. But yes, those lessons I've never forgotten. It's just that I don't want to meet strangers. Yes, there is a safety aspect. Like you don't know whether the person you're dealing with is a psycho. I'll give you two examples of people I did meet, and it turned out to be a big problem. One was a female. I can't get her name. She was Mangalorean. She met me at my office where I was working those days in my 30s. And after I met up with her, she grabbed my hand. She was a very ugly looking, like older than me by 15, 16 years. She had some mental issues. She grabbed my hand. I love you. I want to marry you. And actually, she said that in the reception, and she didn't want to leave. And I was like, what the hell is this? And people were staring at me in my office. Just imagine, down at the reception. And finally, like, I spoke, I said, just wait, just wait. And she wouldn't leave my hand. Then finally, we had to get two, three people that made her leave. She was like desperate. And then the owner said, don't call the police or this can go, you know, it can really escalate. So we tried to figure out, we calmed her down and finally, got her a cab and sent her home. And after that, the owner told me very strictly, you're not meeting anyone in our office premises because they didn't want this scandal. And the other one was this particular guy who came to my residence with the other students as to conduct training workshops. He came once. He was so touched. He was almost like crying. And then, as to hold these sessions once a week, he came the following day and he was drunk and he wanted to come in. And I was like, what do you want, man? This is not the time to meet me and all that. And he wouldn't leave and he wanted to, then he started to cry and he used to come high and it became such a nuisance. I actually had to call the police on him. And then he got very angry, very violent with me. And finally, we met at the police station and made it very clear that he cannot come like this because obviously he was intoxicated. So, given all these experiences I've had, it's today, I've set the rules, I've set the boundaries. See, for someone like you who has never met people, who doesn't have the demand, or who's just, you just think like, what is there in meeting? It's harmless. It's courtesy. People are nice. I've done that. In my 30s, I've done that. When I was young, I'd done that. Today, it's not my first rodeo. It's not my first time. And that is the exact reason why I don't want to meet people. And if anyone wants to meet me, well, these are my charges. So if you're willing to pay those charges, fine, I'll meet up with you. And let me tell you this. Meeting people is a very exhausting process. It's very time bound. It's not that someone meet you, you just meet him and everything goes normal. Try meeting someone in your office or someone, your colleague. And I'll tell you, people generally don't want to meet because they're busy, they're working. And when you meet them for 15 minutes, it's not after they leave, you switch back to work. It takes you at least half an hour to 1 hour to get back into the zone. That is why do you think CEOs, general managers, big shots, they don't want to meet anyone? It takes it to reset your mind and get back to work. It's not easy, man. And unless you are mature enough and you have experience, real experience in the world, you wouldn't understand what I'm saying. For people who have never been in demand, people who have not seen the world, people who have not seen life, they'll be like, hey, why don't you just meet and all? Try asking your manager, senior manager, try asking people who have important roles and responsibilities in this world. They'll not entertain all this bullshit. Anyway, I hope now it makes sense. Why do I charge people this kind of money to meet? That is why I tell people, see, listen, anyway, if you speak to me on video, we can see each other. So $237 US, we can talk to each other on video. What do you want to meet me face to face? What? To sit on your lap, to give you a hug and kiss and all that? No. We're going to talk, right? So might as well just talk on the phone with a video. What's the difference? But if you still insist on meeting me, then you need to have this kind of money to meet me. Otherwise, no. And even if you have the money, I'll make sure that I do my homework, due diligence, who you are, your background, everything else. And then you'll meet on my terms and conditions. So I hope this made sense to you. You can let me know what are your thoughts. Do you think I'm right? Do you think I'm wrong? I would love to hear what you have to say. You guys take care, and remember this: anyone who has things to do and who is busy, they will not have time for all this bullshit. All right. Anyway, good, bad, ugly. Feel free, comment down below. It's me signing off. You guys take care.